All right. Hello and welcome everyone here to the Trackalicious Monday Night Rookies here at Barcelona, round 7. Hope everyone's having a great night. I'm Mike Nause here. We're currently just in free practice. Got 2 minutes left to go. It's looking like it's going to be an exciting race. 29 drivers on the grid here tonight. And Barcelona, a track which has a little bit of everything on it. It's got high speed, low speed, walls that you can't see through. There we go. Feel free, Mark. You should be in here. We need a command for SimGrid. And I mean, I think our SimGrid, I think, is in the... Wow, our SimGrid's not even in the... Alright, well, that needs to be addressed. Got some Danny love. Here, I will post it in chat because it should be. So, there we go. There's the command. But if you guys are interested in any leagues we have Monday night, or we also host Sunday GT3, Thursday mixed class, and this Thursday coming up, we actually have a spouse swap race, which I will do my best to explain this because I'm not great at explaining things, but it is a race in which you do not have a swap in-game, like a driver swap. You have a physical sim rig swap with your significant other or friend or whoever is, you know, basically the ideal is someone you're introducing to sim racing. So anyone that would complain at you for or question why you're doing it, well, now's a little bit of time to show them what it's like, where they can go behind the wheel of your sim rig for 10 minutes or for a 20-minute stint. It'd be a 40-minute race overall. It's very fun. Yes, the spouse swap race. It's very fun. It's just what it's called. We encourage anyone. We've had people bring their friends in, people with their sons and daughters. It's awesome. It's always for really fun racing, and you'd expect it to be absolute carnage, but honestly, the racing turns out to be pretty good. And most of the time, they care more about the wheel-to-wheel racing than everyone else. I also don't have the in-game volume on. We're good. But that's fine. No one... Doesn't matter. We're just coming to the end here in free practice. Listening to the sound of that Maserati now. Kyle Hampshire. Currently rocking that pole position. 154.1 on this 3-mile track, or rather 2.9-mile track. But as I said before, a little bit of everything. It has high speed, low speed, and medium speed. A test track, very well known for lots of gravel runoff, as you can see. Very tricky middle sector where it's extremely easy to go off. Currently, just waiting on a few drivers here. Hi, chat. How's it going? Alrighty, and we are now going to get into this 12-minute qualifying session. This will be 2 races tonight. Well, 2 qualifying sessions and 2 races tonight, where we will see 12 minutes each session and a 20-minute race session. So we will have plenty of action here tonight as these cars just now come roaring onto track here for the first time in qualifying here tonight. See how they end up here. Definite contenders for pole position. We'll see. Niles Schleter, Kyle Hampshire obviously topping the polls there in free practice. Bob Robson, who we've seen before, very mighty. Focus Motorsport Number 39 McLaren. Donnelly Love. Casey Schutte, another driver that has been very much performing extremely well lately. That 444 Aston Martin, driving that very nice. It's all GT4s tonight, 31 drivers on the grid here. And pretty much 30 drivers about, or just about on track. We have 5 drivers in the pits. Still some coming out. But currently that 39 car leading of Bob Robson, the pack. Cass, welcome. Hope everyone's having a great night tonight, and hope everyone's ready for some exciting rookie racing, as we have a lot of actual rookies here tonight. I don't know exactly how long they have been racing, but from what I understand, we have a name that I'm going to struggle to pronounce, going to be fairly new here. Didik? I probably got that wrong. But Pablo. He is relatively new, I know. We'll stick with him, though, for a lap. Why not? Go on board if it will let me. Why won't it let me? Weird. Very nice and controlled there through the first sector. Now coming into sector 2, braking a little, or lifting off a little early. Getting good rotation. Front end biting up very nicely for him. Very conservative into the car. He has a car now behind him, Mercedes of Castro. Let's see if anything happens there. I think Castro lap is now over, and that's going to be a lap over as well, unfortunately for Pablo there. Pablo Didik. Not quite going to be doing that this lap. Bob Robson, though, is going to be coming close to finishing his first lap. Obviously, he will be taking pole. We'll see the 343 car of Steven Tomzik behind him. See where he ends up. We're looking at 141s in free practice. We'll see where we end up here in qualifying with these GT4 cars. Now, coming across the line is Steven Tomzik. Bob Robson with the 154. Did I say 41? I meant to say 51, I think. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. But we can see timing chart here. 154.8 from Bob Robson. Luis Castro very close behind him. Steven Tomzik, the one we were following there, with a 157.0. Yes, yes. I might be thinking of GT3 timing. I'm not sure. Danny Baisden here, fighting for that pole position, it looks like, on a fairly decent lap, but coming into some traffic. That 941 or 914 car? My brain could not register that in time. 419 car. Yes, of course. Ricardo Rivera. Currently sitting in P7. Making a decent improvement on his lap. Danny Baisden still improving on his as well, actually. Getting that slipstream. We'll see if he gets held up here into the final sector. Very tricky for him indeed. Nice paint splatter livery from him, indeed. Now, rounding into the very tricky sector, Danny Baisden still up 0.8 currently. We see Ricardo Rivera up 0.4. Yeah, I will admit this is not helping either of their laps, but they're both seeming to make do with it. Danny Baisden is going to be improving massively. We'll see if this is enough for pole position. I don't think it will be, though, as he's going to be coming across the line. Danny Baisden, currently in P6, stays in P6. I think, did he invalidate? I'm not sure. Bob Robson with the fastest lap. Still, that 39 McLaren, rapid as ever. No surprises there. Luis Castro, though, only 100 or 1/10 down. Currently 100th down from his rival's time, or his personal best, excuse me. But still has a ways to go and improve on this lap. As we'll jump on board here with him in that Merc BWT 212 AMG car here, trying for that pole position. Very aggressive here into sector 2. Keeps that car nice and under control. This is one of the most tricky corners on the track here. It's a very awkward high speed down into second gear on the throttle as early as you can, accelerating into that curb, but your car only wants to go off the track there, and you have to basically convince it to not. That was, I would say, not the cleanest, but looked pretty good from Luis Castro there, of the high-speed right-hander uphill. And that traction control kicking in there massively as he came out of the hairpin. Coming into that back sector now. Down into second, getting good rotation over that curb, not hitting the sausage curb, trying to stay away from that as far as you can. Taking it just a little bit there on the exit, carrying that momentum, is going to make a decent improvement. Will it be enough for pole position here? Doesn't invalidate on the final turn. There, comes across the line. It is Luis Castro, 154.1. Beats out Bob Robson by 0.2. We see Bob Robson is on a flyer, though. See, he still has time to improve. Kyle Hampshire is going to be coming into the hairpin now in sector 3. On a very good improvement as well. We'll see if this is enough for a pole position lap. We see him here rounding the final few corners. Final chicane, very tricky. Easy to get a terrible exit and just compromise your entire lap there in that chicane, eating too much curb. We see coming across the line, Kyle Hampshire will, in fact, stay in 5th position, as it looks like he invalidated. It was on a 1.5 second improvement. That lap was extremely fast, but he unfortunately did not make anything of it. Bob Robson here, 2.5 or 0.3 down actually from Luis Castro. We'll see if he can manage to take that pole position back this lap. This lap not looking the greatest from him so far. Looking fairly average, in fact, as he's going to be coming across the line. He will not be improving on his time. Behind that, we see Casey Schutte in that 3rd sector. Is going to invalidate right there. Actually, we watched him invalidate. Kyle Hampshire trying to fight for that pole position back, though, in that Maserati. We'll hop on board with him. Listen to the roar of that Maserati. Rolling through 4th gear in there. Going to shift up into 5th, maybe. And braking at the 100-meter board as hard as you can, down into 2nd gear there. No traction control, no ABS on this car. Taking that curb very aggressively. GT4s, very nice. They're great cars for doing that. Not so much reliant on the invisible downforce that the GT3 cars are reliant on. More Donnelly content, we got you. Currently Donnelly not quite on the greatest lap. Let's see, where is he? 257. Is he gonna be starting a lap here? He is. So yeah, Kyle Hampshire coming across the line does take the pole position, 153.5. We'll jump on now with Chase Donnelly. Not quite on the optimum line just yet. Okay though. Coming through the final chicane is going to be setting up the entry to the next lap. And now coming down the start finish straight, we'll hop on board with Chase. Accelerating into that first corner, going to be going up all the way into 6th gear. No? Actually holding 5th gear, okay. Lifting off very early and downshifting very late. That's okay. Good rotation through there. Actually carrying a good bit of speed. Goes into 4th gear, low on the revs there. Checker flag falls, but Chase Donnelly is still on a lap. Flyer, his lap will qualify, assuming he makes it to the checkered flag without invalidating. Down in the 3rd gear here. Very nice. 4th, let's see here. Very tricky corner coming up here, as it's one of the most important. Oh. Well. I mean, yeah, I knew that. But still, we'll stick with Chase Donnelly here. Oh, did I say Dillib? Oh, my bad. I have a lot of first names to remember. I only get the first letter. I get a couple mixed up. And actually, so far, not an invalidation from Chase Donnelly. Will be coming in the final chicane. Oh, catches that exit curb quite a bit. Will he be improving? Currently in P28. Has to improve on his time by a few tenths to improve position. Comes across the line, improves, but not enough to, unfortunately, improve on that position. Kyle Hampshire taking pole position. We see Luis Castro following that, along with Bob Robson taking that 3rd position. We do still love Chase. Love everyone on the grid. Thanks everyone on the grid, all the drivers for being here, and thanks everyone in the chat as well for being here. Dedicating your night to sim racing. Something that doesn't even exist, but we're here tonight. As we see, Catalunya is our home. It's not the best camera angle for a grid rundown. None of these camera angles are really. What if it's a bit complicated to do that. We can make it do. So, we see Kyle Hampshire starting in that pole position, that 97 Maserati. Luis Castro taking 2nd position. Now, I'm going to try something crazy here. And I don't know if it's going to work. No. It doesn't work. There's a big wing in the way. Alright, fair enough. Never mind then. See Bob Robson taking 3rd position. Niall Schleter in 4th position. Nice lap. Unfortunately, didn't see that one. But taking that 4th position. Almost sneaking onto the podium. See Danny Baisden. Dylan. Why do I say Danny? I have no idea. Dylan Baisden. Basin. There's no D. Basin. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Vulcan, welcome. See TJ Washed in 7th position. George Elmer in 8th in that Alpine. KTM of Mike Burkov sitting down in 9th position. We see Eric Miller And I will check his livery out momentarily once he gets going, but very lovely livery here tonight. Ricardo Rivera, he's going to be in that 11th position here in that 419 BMW. Paula Brady, unfortunately not with the greatest qualifying. I think she was looking fairly good in free practice, but not quite translating to the qualifying session. Sitting down in P12. Alejandro Pugarin will be in P13. Potts Weaver going to be sitting in P14 in that 13 McLaren. We see Daniel Versosa, that 463 BMW starting in P15. Hayden Gibber will be in P16. We have Jeremy Cubbage in P17. Stephen Tomzik, P18. Patrick D in P19. We have Justin Beachley starting in P20. John Hawley in P21 in that 410 McLaren. We have Justin Seckham starting in P22. TJ Ventures starting in P23. Eric Gakassian starting in P24. Andrew Casey in P25. Pablo Dirik in P26. Patrick Malesa. I know I was told how to say that one, but I forgot. Patrick Malesa starting in P27. Chase Donnelly, P28. John Donnelly, P29. We have Pulsitrix starting in P30, and Ricardo Sapien bringing up the back of the grid in that 263 AMG. Cars are now all underway. Like I said, I did want to take a look at a few of these liveries here. We see Eric Miller here in this Camaro. Lovely. And Mike Burkov, so in love with it, he's driving in it. Okay. Freedom Units. Miller Lite sponsor. Drink responsibly. And don't drink and drive. But the car here with a screaming eagle. This car essentially as American as an eagle made of cheese. Can't really get any more American than that. A lot of these drivers here will be heating up their tires a good bit. It is quite the long outlap, though. Danny Basin down here in P6. Love that paint splatter livery. I think, as I said before, I think I have most of the liveries tonight. And I know I don't have all of them, I think. I don't know. I tried my best. But we have quite a few. Lots of people putting a lot of work in this rookie league. Absolutely taking off massively. Lovely to see. Glad everyone is enjoying it and having a good time of it. 31 drivers on the grid here tonight. Lots of variety as well. We see 5 different manufacturers, that's the word I'm looking for, in the top 5 places. Maserati leading the way here. Luis Castro following that lining up next to him, I should say, in the AMG. Bob Robson in the McLaren. Now Schlieder in the Porsche, and Casey Schutte in the Aston Martin. You should join if you Contrarian Orange. Absolutely. This league is open. There's still a couple more rounds to go. I'll show that here momentarily, as currently we are going to be getting ready to go green here. Everyone hydrate before. Alrighty. And we are now here at Barcelona. Green light here at Barcelona. Cars are underway. We're racing. Kyle Hampshire with a decent start will be getting away. We see Luis Castro falling back massively under pressure from Bob Robson. Bob Robson will have the inside line coming into T1. Behind that, Casey Schutte trying to get the slipstream onto the cars ahead. The Porsche as well getting involved now. So Paula Brady extremely deep into the corner. Not sure who got pushed out of the way there. Rejoining the track actually fairly in a decent position, but Danny Baisden, I think that was, getting a drive-through penalty as a result. Absolutely hate to see it. Bit further back. Not too many incidents, though, other than that. We see the KTM there at Mike Burkov, I think that is. So something must have happened to Mike Burkov as well at the start. He was much further ahead. See the Porsche there running a bit wide. That will give the opportunity to Mike Burkov in a position here that isn't typically known for overtaking Ricardo Sapien as well with a drive-through penalty. So far, though, very good. All of these drivers basically completely flying underway here. Not too many incidents, no big incidents. A little bit of bumping and banging, but that's all right, it happens. Marcio, thank you very much for the follow. Hope I said that correctly. I don't think I did. That's all right. You can correct me, please. Battles up at the front, though. We see Kyle Hampshire pulling away decently. Bob Robson, though, under a bit of pressure from Niall Schlueter. Actually, Niall Schlueter, though, under a lot of pressure here from Luis Castro. As we see, top on board with him. That's the camera angle I wanted. Will be trying to make a move around the outside into T1. Not late enough onto the brakes to get a move. Will he go for the switchback? Closing into Bob Robson, though, and off the track goes the Porsche, but they make contact. Luis Castro off the track. Looks like the Porsche does yield Niall Schlueter, but he will be trying to come back at him here through the awkward right-hander. Very easy to understeer here. And now we see that AMG holding the position for right now. Niall Schlueter trying to come back at him, though. Going for the switch. Behind that, though, we see Casey Schutte under threat from Danny Baisden. Danny Baisden here had the drive-through penalty cleared. Lovely. Okay, good. Someone is stewarding this race. Awesome. I was worried about that. Now Schlueter, though, still pressuring. We see down the field, though, Alejandro Pagarin also pressuring here in that AMG onto Potts Weaver. We'll see if Potts Weaver can defend for right now. Paula Brady up ahead there as well. Miles, welcome. Number 1 Castro. Unfortunately, Castro is number 3 right now, but he is working on it. Only 3 seconds off the leader, 1 second off of Bob Robson. Bob Robson in second position. Currently, we're looking at Alejandro Pagarin chasing down Potts Weaver, but Potts Weaver looking like he has the pace to stay ahead for right now. We'll stick with him for the start-finish straight. And actually, no, we won't, because he has way too good of a run there in that McLaren, I think. Yeah, we won't. We see Jeremy Cubbage, though, making a move here onto Justin Sekrum. Has the inside line. Can he go late enough on the brakes in that Aston Martin? BMW trying its best to hold the line. They make contact. They're both round. Oh, and there's massive contact. Hayden Gibber involved, and we see Patrick D. I think that is... There's lots of cars getting involved with this. Oh, and more contact from the back there, I think. Cars spinning around. Let's go back and see that one more time here. Oh, man, this is just all bumping and banging here. Cars everywhere. It's absolute carnage. It was so clean. Oh, and we see some side-by-side action up ahead there from Pulsatrix. She's trying to make a move, I think, onto... Who is actually... Was she defending? I think she was defending it from TJ Venture. Regardless, though, she stays ahead. Yellow flag from George Elmer. He's going slow. I'm not sure what happened there. Looks like he might have had an error No one else getting involved. Doesn't look like he made contact with the barrier either. Slotting into traffic down into P13. Looks like the McLaren maybe made a little bit of contact there, but it's a little bit of bump, and these GT4 cars can take it. Casey Schutte here in P6, pressuring onto Danny Baisden, and has a lot of pressure from that extremely American car of Eric Miller, that 117 Camaro. Chasing down the Aston Martin here. British v America. Revolutionary War V2. Who will win here? Well, currently the British are winning. Kyle Hampshire representing the British in that Maserati, who is also British, leading the race. Doing a great job of it. 2.6 seconds ahead of Bob Robson, and Luis Castro here pressuring onto Bob Robson. We'll see if he can make anything of it for right now. The headlights are awfully bright on that AMG compared to the McLaren. It's just it's an odd observation, but I'm just throwing it out there. Is he the only one that has... Oh, anyways, it doesn't matter. Watch the racing. Quit looking at the headlights. Luis Castro trying to get a good exit. Goes onto the curbing. And so far, though, not quite making a move, but we do see John Hawley here making a move onto George Elmer. That Alpine, little Alpine that could, unfortunately, actually, not unfortunately, gonna make that switchback defense work very well. Holds P13. Lovely maneuver. I think John Hawley will continue the pressure here. Runs a bit wide. It's gonna hinder his progress for right now, but it's not really the section to overtake yet. Gonna set up the exit here onto the start-finish straight to try to get it, but actually takes a lot of curb, and that's gonna compromise the exit massively. George Elmer is gonna have a really good exit, and John Hawley is gonna have to wait a little bit longer to get that overtake done onto George Elmer. Mike Burkhoff now pressuring as well. A bit further down the field here, we see John Donnelly coming through the chicane. We'll see if he can make anything here on the straight of the car in front of Cubbage, Jeremy Cubbage. Jeremy Cubbage looking like he has a bit of damage. Actually, though, Chase Donnelly side by side up ahead, though, with Justin Seckham. I think Seckham holding that inside line. Who will go late enough on the brakes here? BMW on BMW. Justin extremely late on the brakes. Goes a bit deep, but manages to hold the position. Stays on track. Defending very nicely. This will compromise him a little bit, though. Now, Jeremy Cubbage getting involved as well. And has the inside line, but will he make anything of it? That's going to make him... That corner is just so easy to understeer in. Wide goes Chase Donnelly. Onto the gravel, even. That's going to give the opportunity to Jeremy Cubbage. Jeremy Cubbage is through. John Donnelly joining his brother down here in battle for P27, or P24, P26 rather. Full onboard lap with Dylan, you got it. Dylan currently sitting in P5 and about to start a lap. So here we go. Rounding the final corner onto the start-finish straight, decent exit. Currently looking ahead 1.5 seconds, but has pressure on his tail from Casey Schutte. Casey Schutte, though, not with the greatest exit. Can look ahead for right now. Looking for his braking marker into T1, braking just before the 100-meter board. Casey Schutte closing in massively. Taking that curbing fairly nicely. Gets a very good exit. Casey Schutte going to be a bit frustrated through the sector. So easy on that throttle. You have to be just feathering it all the way through till you go flat out. It's so easy to understeer off the track there. Just getting on the throttle slightly too early. And on that gas, car looking a little bit wily. That Porsche, rear-engined, of course. Rear end wanting to step out fiercely. Pushing along. He is. See some battling up there. I think that's Bob Robson under pressure. He has a great view of that. Nause Schlieder getting involved along with Luis Castro. Bit wide there. That's going to compromise him a little bit coming through this sector, but has a very good entrance anyways. Riding that curb very nicely onto the back straight. Looking at that braking board up ahead here, just at the 100 meter. Braking as late as you can. Riding the curb nicely. Taking that apex. Oh, good rotation. Has a bit, the front end not wanting to grip up quite as much as you would want, taking a bit of curb there, but nonetheless keeping it under control and keeping Casey Schutte behind, which is the more important thing. Now into the back chicane. Big moment, big save, massive save there from Dylan Basin. And once again, just taking a little bit too much curbing. That is going to compromise him onto the start-finish straight. Casey Schutte, though, it looks like he doesn't have the best exit either. Up ahead, Nause Schlieder, though, pressuring. We see Luis Castro massively. Will he tuck out into T1? See a bit of a defense there, but Nause Schlieder late on the brakes into T1. Down the inside, and wide goes Castro. Castro off the track, goes to the curbing, takes to the speed bumps, and so does, I think that was Casey Schutte back there as well. So Nause Schlieder is through. Luis Castro out braking himself there just a little bit. And just catching up on chat, sorry, as that lap was... That was a good lap. And now still, Nause Schlieder looking ahead, looking only forward. Now at Bob Robson. The pace from the Porsche here, very good. 154.6 last lap from Nause Schlieder. Currently a 153.4 from Kyle Hampshire. Kyle Hampshire 8 seconds ahead of these guys. As we see the lap traffic of Professor Chronotis now coming into play. 32 cars on the grid. Get a look at the rookies? You're right. No, you're totally right. Jeremy Cubbage down here. Battling along with Justin Seckham still. We'll see where he can manage to get this overtake done, as it looks like he does have the pace, lapping 157.9 last lap, 158 from Justin. You're right. Pay attention, is what you're telling me. I understand. And you are right. Currently, Potts Weaver leading this pack along Alejandro Pogarin behind him. Alejandro looking like he's under a little bit of threat, but Potts Weaver is as well. Late on the brakes, there's contact! Alejandro Pogarin goes into Potts Weaver. Potts Weaver is round, goes onto the curbing. Unfortunately, there's a massive incident there. John Hawley trying to capitalize off of that as well. Mike Burkov, though, will have the inside line for the sweeper. And is going to be looking there as much as he wants. I do kind of want to go back. I think I'm a bit too late, though, to go back. I'm definitely too late. I'm not. Oh, no! John Hawley! Oh, no, and I think we saw... Okay, I want to see that contact again, though. As we see here. John Hawley. Oh, just a big contact there into George Elmer. George Elmer taken to the escape road, or unfortunately off the track. We see a lot of drivers, though, getting out of the way, luckily, and he's still sitting there waiting to rejoin. Luckily, though, no one collecting him. Ricardo Sapien up ahead, now pressuring George Elmer after getting a little bit of a love tap. Well, a bit more than a love tap. Potts Weaver behind him, trying to catch up. Ricardo Sapien onto the curbing a bit deep. but keeps it under control. That AMG not looking like it's in showroom condition. Has a bit of damage onto the diffuser. Looks like it's maybe had a bit of contact with the rear bumper of someone else. It's okay, that's what they're there for. Just carbon fiber. Ooh, TJ Wash though here with a very good exit. Pressuring onto Paula Brady. We'll see if this little Porsche can manage to overtake the big ol' AMG. The V8 roaring down the straight. I think the flat 6 of a Porsche. The Porsche has a flat 6, right? Am I crazy? I don't know why I think it does. I know the Merc has a V8. Jeremy Cubbage here. Oh, onto the gravel, and we see Patrick D following him too. Coming across the start-finish line now, pressuring Justin Seckham. There's 2 battles happening here. Basically simultaneously, John Hawley pressuring Patrick D. Having a look down the inside. Patrick D, can he go late enough on the brakes to defend that position? It looks like he does. John Hawley, not quite. Gonna get that overtake done just in time. Has to wait. And now be a little bit patient through here. But still with him, not giving up whatsoever. We do see back here though, Pablo Didic pressuring John Donnelly. Some Porsche on Aston Martin action back here. This is for P28. As we see pushing along, down we go. We'll see if anything happens here. We see a car off the track. Not sure who that was. That was Chase Donnelly. Just a bit of an error. It's all right. Rejoining the traffic. No issue. Eric Gakassian as well involved in this. We see yellow flag up ahead from Justin Seckham and John Hawley. John Hawley getting involved in another incident. Let's see what happened here. Late on the brakes. Oh, and he takes out 2 cars late on the brakes. Oh, just an unfortunate maneuver. You hate to see it. Returning to the pits. I imagine out of frustration. But unfortunately, I mean, it happens, you know. You can't fault him. He did go a little rogue. There's no doubt about that. But like I say, it's in the heat of the moment. It happens. Yeah, and another Seckham getting killed classic. Yes, exactly. Seckham, though, is going to be trying to catch up here with Patrick D, who also almost got caught up in that incident, but didn't. Pressuring onto Malace. Oh, man. Like I said, someone told me. John Donnelly as well, under pressure from Eric Gakassian. Down the inside, Eric Gakassian goes. Nice and easy for him, actually. Manages to seal that one. Looks ahead now to Didic. And the leader's on the final lap. All right. Sounds good. I guess it's been 20 minutes. Nice. Leader's here. That's right. It's only a 20-minute race. Time flying by. And Luis Castro here trying to press on and re-overtake Niall Schleter. Niall Schleter, unfortunately, doesn't look like he managed to get that overtake done onto Bob Robson, but back here, TJ Washed down the start-finish straight on the outside of Paula Brady. Going all the way onto the curbing. Can he go late enough onto the brakes? Tries to carry the momentum round the outside. Doesn't quite hold it, though. And following Paula Brady very tightly through this sector. We'll hop on board with him on that Porsche. Trying to take the alternate line is TJ Washed. Very late on the brakes. Nice. That Porsche looking very well put together through the corners. Has very... Oh, not quite there, though. A little clumsy through that corner, unfortunately. Loses a bit of time to Paula Brady there. See if he can make it up on the straight here. Has to look a little bit, though, in his rearview mirror as Mike Burkov is going to be coming up very close behind. These guys, though, will have another lap, I think. Eric Gakassian spun out on the... He stopped? Oh, he was waiting for the... Ouch. All right. You hate it when that happens. Kyle Hampshire winning the race here tonight. Bob Robson coming across the line just now for second. Niall Schrader third. Luis Castro fourth. Dylan Basin in P5. Casey Schutte in P6. Eric Miller, P7. Ricardo Rivera. Wait. Kelvin Rivera? Oh my goodness. This is... I think I see the confusion. I'm getting people mixed up because people's names sound exactly the same but are slightly different. That's okay. Kevin Rivera in P8. Paula Brady, P9. TJ Washed in P10. Mike Burkov, P11. George Elmer in P12. Decent recovery despite getting punted a few times. Then we see Ricardo Sapien here in P13. Daniel Versosa in P14. Potts Weaver in P15. Steven Tomzik, P16. Justin Beachley, P17. We have Pulsatrix. I'm not going to pronounce that name at all until someone tells me to, or how to do that like in first grade vernacular. Pulsatrix, she's going to be down here in P18. Hayden Gibber in P19. DJ Venture, P20. Jeremy Cubbage, P21. I know the positions aren't really... There we go. They're all updating rapidly. Patrick D in P22. Justin Seckham, P23. Alejandro Pulgarin, P24. Didik in P25. Chase Donnelly, P26. John Donnelly, P27. Casey in P28. Melissa, P29. Eric Gakassi in P30. John Hawley in P31. And Professor Chronotis in P32. That's like cheating. You're stream sniping in racing. As we now wait to go maybe into a free practice session. I'm not sure. We might just jump straight into qualifying. I think I can check by hitting escape. And oh, we're just going to hop straight into qualifying after this. Okay. There will not be a free practice session. We are now into qualifying, so drivers will be pouring out onto the track. No delay. It is time to hydrate, though. That was a lot of talking, and my mouth is quite dry. Alrighty. Potion of life. H2O. And we will stick here. Some of these drivers... Actually, we're not going to stick with anyone right now because they're just on the outlap. Drivers getting heat into the tires, getting ready. All the drivers slowly pouring out on track this time. Not everyone going all out at once. Actually having a little bit of sense and making a bit of space for each other. Typically, very decent strategy for everyone. Everyone giving each other actually quite a healthy amount of room, mostly. But people are all at varying paces in this league, which is why we encourage everyone to join. And if anyone is interested in joining, feel free take a look in our Trackalicious Discord. You can type exclamation Discord in chat, and from there you can find information about our sim grid. Or I can post a link if anyone's interested about joining any leagues coming up. We do have a spouse swap event coming up where basically you swap. It's a driver's swap race, but you don't swap drivers in game. You swap drivers in your sim rig. So ideally you bring someone like your wife or someone experienced or inexperienced in, son, daughter, friend, it doesn't matter, anyone, and have them give sim racing a try. And it's a 40-minute race. It's a lot of fun every single time. It's our 5th one that we've done. And they always turn out to be a lot of fun. So that is on SimGrid. In fact, here, I'll just post the link so people... There we go. That is our SimGrid link, where you can sign up for our leagues. We have Sunday night GT3, Thursday night GT4, and GT3 mixed class, as well as Monday Rookie League, which is what we are currently watching. Currently people on their lap. Hayden Gibber. I think he is not on a lap yet. No, never mind. Cardo Sapien, though, is just starting a lap, yes. So riding along here with Ricardo Sapien. Taking a bit of curb in that T1. Riding that throttle out very nicely. We'll hop on board with him. Listen to that AMG. Thank you. Gibora? That sounds right. Although I don't know. I haven't been corrected yet from him. And it's I know his name is Jabrowski. So it might be Gibber as well. Though I don't like the sound of Gibber, quite frankly. We'll stick with Gibber for now, I think. I'm not sure on that one, mainly because he has multiple names. Car diving onto the track there, I think it was Eric Gossian, or no, it might have been Mike Burkhoff in the KTM. Didn't look like Eric Gossian's livery. Getting caught up a little bit in traffic, though, is Ricardo Sapien, but coming across the line right now, just set his first time in P5, 1.3 seconds off of pole time. Bob Robson currently challenging for that pole position. Luis Castro holding it for now. Casey Schutte challenging not too far, though, as well. Drivers, though, yet to set a lap. Big hitters like Kyle Hampshire. Kyle Hampshire currently about halfway through his lap in that Maserati. We can ride along with him. Yeah, let's give Castro a ballast, yes. Ooh, bit of an oversteer moment there from Kyle Hampshire. That's gonna maybe compromise a little bit of, yeah, just probably a few tenths, which he could honestly compromise a few tenths. Getting caught up here in traffic as well. Having to make a couple corrections on that steering wheel. The Maserati looking a bit out of shape right now. Maybe getting caught up in a bit of dirty air. So mean, the Maserati. And, oh, onto the grass goes that Porsche ahead. Letting Kyle Hampshire through, though. That was very on the limit. Lots of rotation. Lot of rotation. I don't think this is going to be the greatest lap from Kyle Hampshire. It looks like his tires are not quite up to temperature. Maybe this lap he will try to push, though. We'll see where he ends up, though. Coming across the line, he does end up still in P3, even with all those errors. Wow, okay. Man's fast. Fair enough. TJ washed on a very nice improvement as well. 1 second improvement. Currently 4 seconds off pole position and only has to make a 3/10 improvement to gain just a few positions, actually. He can go up to P14 here if he tries, and even still, he has to gain quite a bit to catch up with Justin Beachley. But it's not completely out of reach here, actually, as he is on a, well, actually, he made an absolute mess of the chicane there. I think he actually invalidated. Kyle Hampshire, though, on a much better lap, pushing along. Steven Tomczyk further down in the Aston Martin. 6/10 improvement currently coming into the final sector. Well, a little bit into the final sector. Going to be rounding the final turn complex here. 1.5 seconds off that pole position currently. Trying to make a decent improvement. Only 1/10 off of Kevin Rivera. Kevin Rivera? What is this? I don't think it's Kevin. It might be. Does overtake, though, up into P5. Paula Brady down in P6. Or taking... It is Kevin. Wow. Kevin Rivera. Down here. Getting overtaken in position by Paula Brady as well. Kyle Hampshire, though, will be rounding the final corner here with a good improvement. 6/10 off of pole currently. Challenging for that pole time. Comes across the line. 1:53.7. Nice time indeed. Other drivers here on improvement. We have Hayden Gibber. Coming into the third sector. Actually, there's a massive cluster of cars coming into sector 3. Or second sector, I should say. But... massive car, let's see, 257. I can't find, where's 257? I'm looking, oh there, Chase Donnelly, there we are. Getting caught up a bit in this traffic. Lots of these drivers need to find a little bit of a gap as we're coming into the final turn complex here. Cars backing off behind. Up at the top of the field, still Kyle Hampshire holding that position. Luis Castro in second. Bob Robson in third. Casey Schutte in fourth. Not quite on a lap to challenge just yet, but improving. See here, I want to ride along with a KTM. We'll ride along with the KTM here of Eric Gakassian. KTM Crossbow here. An absolutely, I mean, honestly abysmal car. Has not the greatest acceleration, not the greatest straight line speed, and not the greatest downforce. But, you know, it's trying, and that's all that matters. Now coming into the third sector now in the hairpin. Getting on the throttle very nicely there. Currently 6/10 up. Needs to make... Oh, wow, that's a big moment of oversteer. Not going to help his time too much there. Needs to make a second improvement to catch Justin Beachley. We'll see now as he is going to make an improvement. But will it be enough, though? Currently sitting in P19. See George Elmer popping in front of him. He does take the position from George Elmer there of P18, but catching up a bit. 3/10 off of Justin Beachley there. John Hawley will be coming across the line now to set a position for P11. It'll be a 1:56.0 from him. Pole time looking at a 1:53.4 right now. Now Schlitter, comfortable with his lap. See if any drivers can make an improvement over that. Danny Baisden on a good lap as well. But still a bit to go. And the third sector is where you really can make or break a lap. Kyle Hampshire's also improving on his lap, but I don't really think he needs to. No one is going to come in close to his time. 153.4, 7/10 off of Luis Castro. Luis Castro not going to be improving on this lap. Checkered flag has fallen. So any driver coming across the line after the checkered flag will not be able to start their hot lap, but any driver that did before that will. Danny Baisden. It's Dylan Baisden. I'm 99% sure there's a Danny Baisden in another league, and that's why I keep getting confused. Dylan Baisden in P10 right now on a decent improvement. Yes, yeah, that's what I thought. I knew I wasn't coming up with that out of thin air. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Okay, I don't feel as bad now, so I'm gonna do that a lot. Dylan Baisden, though, coming in for P5, very good improvement. And we now come into the wait period before the race. Yeah, 949 New World SRO. Yeah, okay, that's okay. And I guess that's a good time to thank our friends and partners. Well, not really partners. I guess just more friends of the community. But obviously, we support everyone in the sim racing community. But Box 3, 949, as well, Area 52, and others. Oh, Ferrari said, okay. Yeah, okay. Shows what I know. But we don't care about him right now. We care about Dylan Baisden, who I'm definitely not going to mix up with him at all from this point forward. But Kyle Hampshire starting in pole position in that 97 Maserati. Luis Castro lining up next to him in P2. Bob Robson in P3. Casey Schutte bringing up that P4 position in the 444 Aston Martin. It's a lot of fours. Don't know if that's a sign, but that's a lot of fours. Dylan Baisden. We're getting there. In P5, now Schlitter in P6, Steven Tomzik in P7, Mike Burkov in the KTM starting in P8, Kevin Rivera in P9, Paula Brady in P10, Ricardo Sapien in P11, TJ Washed in P12, John Hawley in P13, Daniel Versosa in P14, Potts Weaver in P15, John Cubbage, Jeremy Cubbage in P16, Professor Cronotis in P17, Alejandro Pagarin in P18, Hayden Gibber, P19, Patrick D in P20, Justin Beachley starting in P21, Eric Gakassian in that KTM starting in P22, this is the Alpine of George Elmer in P23, and Justin Seckham in the 103 BMW there, bringing up P24, Melesa, that's what it is, Melesa, in P17 or in P25 in that 17 BMW. Melesa. See, I knew I was told it before. I have a great memory. I don't remember what they told me, but I knew. Chase Donnelly in P26, John Donnelly lining up next to his brother, P27, Andrew Casey in P28, Eric Miller in P29, Pulsatrix in P30, and Pablo Didik bringing up the back of the grid in the 777 Porsche. And Lord Wes, we have a redeeming feature. If you want to redeem channel points, you can redeem for a onboard lap. Drivers, though, now getting underway. Thank you, Know Your Limits. Much appreciated. Time to hydrate before the race, though. Crispy redeemed to hydrate, and I didn't even see it. It's time to hydrate, boys and girls. This is pre-race time, so we got time. Lovely. Hope everyone has their water bottles with them. If not, go get yourself a glass. You got a bit of time. It's outlap. Not the shortest outlap here. Not the longest outlap either, though. Barcelona, 2.9 mile track. Located in, well, Barcelona. Basically in the Spanish countryside of Catalonia. Track with a lot of history. Test track. It is, Know Your Limit. It's absolutely awesome. Currently, I think we have 32 drivers on the grid. Do we still have 32? We have 31 drivers on the grid now. But anyone interested in signing up for this league, I will post the link in chat. Feel free to sign up for our league, any leagues as well that we have. GT3 on Sundays, GT4 obviously on Mondays with rookies, and mixed class GT3 and GT4 on Thursdays. That's a loaded grid we can see there. That's a great picture. But we also do this coming Thursday, though. We don't have a GT3, GT4. We have a spouse swap race where you can basically, the concept is where you swap with a person in real life, your seat in your sim rig. So rather than doing a driver swap in game, you physically get out of your rig and someone else gets in your seat and drives on your wheel. Ideally someone that is maybe a little more inexperienced. Obviously they would have a little bit of practice. But currently we are about to go and get ready to go green here as the cars now are racing here at Barcelona. Cars are underway. Not the greatest start from the Maserati of Kyle Hampshire. Luis Castro really gonna have a challenge though with no slipstream. We see Bob Robson tucking in to the outside here, trying to make a move around the long way. Behind that though, we see a move down the outside. Bob Robson late on the brakes. Paula Brady's off the track though. Castro's off as well. We see other cars getting through. Everyone so far making it through okay. I think that's Alejandro Bulgarin off the track. There's a BWT car off the track as well. Not too much contact. Cars managing to stay out of each other's way mostly there. We see Eric Miller, who I think started in P30 or P something. I don't know. He definitely started in P something. Up into P21 though. Oh, and there's contact. That BMW making contact with the I think that was Patrick D getting punted out of the way a little bit there by Chase Donnelly. Chase Donnelly running a bit wide there. And Potts Weaver up ahead, making a move on a part of a track that's quite difficult. Not going to do anything there, though. Hayden Gibber is going to hold on. But now Potts Weaver under pressure from Justin Seckham. Seckham has to kind of be a little patient, though, right now. This is a very patient right-hander. We'll see jumping into first person here with Potts Weaver as he has to lift off very early. And there's a massive send from the BMW there. Justin Seckham makes it stick, though. Lovely overtake from Justin Seckham in that BMW. Potts Weaver now under threat. Makes contact with Eric Gakassian. They make a little bit of a bounce. We see Jeremy Cubbage having a yellow flag. Justin Beachley's off as well. Pulsatrix in that Camaro, pressuring George Elmer, the Alpine. This is once again the story of the Terrier and the Doberman. The Terrier currently leading the Doberman right now, but the Doberman hot on the heels. And Edmund, oh man. Endemo, thank you for the follow. Eric Gakassian battling with Chronotis here, side-by-side action into T1 and 2. Alejandro Pogar in the back. We see yellow flags. Oh, Daniel Versosa and Mike Burkov are off. Not sure what happened there. Cars absolutely everywhere. Alejandro Pogar trying to make a move onto Eric Gakassian, though. And behind that, we see Malesa. Yes, I did it right. Malesa making a move onto Chase Donnelly. Chase Donnelly, this is going to be some BMW on BMW action. We'll see who can hold out. This is not the greatest spot to battle. Holding up the cars behind, Patrick D is going to come under pressure from the Porsche of Andrew Casey. Yes, Andrew Casey. I got it right. All right. Chase Donnelly off the track, though, and the BMW is also out of shape of Malesa. And that's going to give Patrick D an opportunity here in a part of the track that's very tricky. We'll go into first person for this. Actually, it's first person's not the greatest angle. Fine. We'll stick in second person. Second person? My brain's everywhere. May join the Saturday League. Wait, Saturday League? I don't think there is a Saturday League. Wait, is there the Ghost League? There might be a I don't know. If, yeah. I don't think there's I should know that. I don't think you're... I plead the fifth, JSEC. I plead the fifth. Eric Gakassian battling here with Pulsatrix. Pulsatrix, I think, making a move. That Camaro pushing its way through the field. Doing a great job of it. Although, I say that. Having to take to the rumble strips. Call that commentator's curse or whatever. Potts Weaver up ahead. Battling along here with, I think that's Hayden Gibber. Oh, and there's a car going around. That's Kyle Hampshire. What has happened to Kyle Hampshire? Hang on, our pole sitter. Looks like he must have had an incident very early on. Something has happened at the front of the field that I missed. I missed something massive at the front of the field. Currently, Casey Schutte leading this race. Niall Schleter behind that. Kevin Rivera in third position. What the frick happened to Bob Robson and everyone else? I guess there was a little bit of contact, so Bob Robson now has to make his way through the field. Casey Schutte, though, beneficiary of that massively. Hydrate, indeed. Hydrate. Let's do it, chat. Alrighty. I'm fairly well hydrated already, so just to... Oh, and on the curbing we see Eric Miller getting a little bit bumpy to get by. Getting the shoulders out. Or elbows out, excuse me. It's a massive cluster, though, here. Pulsatrix in the back. She's trying to make her way through. How did she get behind George Elmer again? There's bumping and banging all over the field. But right now, Hayden Gibbert down the inside of Professor Kenotis. Professor Kenotis is onto the marbles and the rumble strips. That's going to compromise him massively. Where will he rejoin this field? He will rejoin side by side with Hayden Gibbert still. But on a compromised line, Alejandro Pulgarin looks like he will get by. And Eric Gakosian, I think that is. Yes, that is. Behind him, these cars are going to be going too wide in a spot that isn't necessarily favored for that. Pulsatrix as well, still battling with the Alpine there of George Elmer. Neither of them wanting to give that position whatsoever. Oh, and there Alejandro Pulgarin is round and he gets clobbered into there in the side. What has happened here? As we're coming into the second, he goes into Hayden Gibber there and then T-boned twice by Professor Kenotis. You hate to see it. Eric Miller, though, making a move here onto Justin Seckham. Don't think he's going to make anything of it. Has to actually go a bit defensive. Potts Weaver trying to take advantage of that as well. Justin Seckham being a bit of a roadblock right now for this Camaro. And trying to make a look at a part of the track that you don't normally make a look. Just trying to get in the rear view mirrors. Oh, and Potts Weaver taking that curb massively, though. We'll see the exit onto the straight, how they manage. Can that Camaro get a good enough exit? Having to correct a lot on that steering wheel. It's going to compromise it a bit, but has a massive... He's bump drafting. He's pushing the BMW along, is Eric Miller. If I haven't seen anything freedom, well, besides, like, you know, the eagle on his car and an eagle made of cheese and whatnot, but Eric Miller bump drafting Justin Seckham, telling him to get the hurry up. Potts Weaver trying to make an opportunity there as well, is going to have to now battle with Hayden Gibber. But there we go. The Camaro is through. Justin Seckham compromised in the middle of the corner there. Now also under pressure from Potts Weaver. Potts Weaver's going to try in down the inside. He's going to have the advantage. And also Hayden Gibber's going to try as well. Justin Seckham losing out massively, but I think he will be able to hold this position. Behind that, we see Professor Kenotis battling with Pulsatrix. That Camaro and AMG, both massively sized cars, and then the little Porsche, or the little Alpine behind. That Alpine just feels like it's in the wrong neighborhood, or at least I feel like it's in the wrong neighborhood right now. Side by side, though. George Elmer, along with, I think that's Kyle Hampshire. Kyle Hampshire making his way back through the field after having an incident earlier on. George Elmer side by side with Luis Castro. Luis Castro was also involved in that incident. I have no idea what happened. The three leaders must have made contact. John Donnelly making a pressure move onto Andrew Casey. Doesn't quite get it done. Actually, I think Andrew Casey there made the overtake, maybe. Now Schlieder. What now? Why is now Schlieder in P10? Alright. I need to find a balance between watching the rookies and watching the leaders. This is challenging. But Casey Schutte leading the way still. Kevin Rivera in P2. Dylan Bazin in P3. Paula Brady in P4, though. So this is anyone's race as far as I'm concerned right now. Still 10 minutes to go in this race. Lots of points to be had in this race for sure. John Hawley pushing along, is going to be trying to keep up here with Bob Robson. Bob Robson was the race leader, I think the pole sitter, in fact. Behind that, though, I see a little bit side-by-side action. Stephen Tomzik and Ricardo Sapien through the fast right-hander. That's going to compromise Tomzik onto the straight, and actually we'll see Niall Schlieder get by as well. One thing I do want to do is take a quick look at the standings. So these are the Monday night rookie standings. So we can see who is leading. Currently we see Bob Robson leading the field, but we only really care about the rookies. I know that's a This is a very mixed skill league. We encourage everyone to join, but in terms of the rookies, Jose Guzman will be giving out 2 coaching lessons to the 2 highest scoring rookies that are interested. So we see Casey Schutte in 3rd, Ricardo Sapien in 4th, Alejandro Plagarin in 5th. Other drivers as well. You can see all your favorite drivers on the grid. And also, here are some upcoming races that we see. We can see that for the Rookie Series, currently Barcelona is the one that we are on right now. Zandvoort we just had. And Donington Park, I think, is November 10th. That's already happened. Obviously. So, December 1st will be the next GT3, GT4, but there you can see at least the upcoming main events for our weekly series. There are also other series available on our sim grid, if anyone is interested. But, back to the action here. Patrick D. battling alongside with Eric Gakassian. I think Eric Gakassian getting by and is going to keep that position for now. Looking at the field though, Dylan Basin is having him look onto Kevin Rivera. This is going to be a nightmare for me. For anyone who's confused, other leagues, there's a Ricardo Rivera and a Danny Baisden. So my brain's trying to mix Dylan Basin and Kevin Rivera with those guys. So currently, we don't care about those other guys. We only care about Kevin Rivera and Danny Basin. Wait, did I say it right? Dylan Basin. Okay, Dylan Basin making a move. Round the outside, gonna have just a look though. Very defensive goes Kevin Rivera. Oh, and they make contact! Round goes Kevin Rivera, and he's gonna fly back onto the track, manages to get across, and Dylan Basin is going to come to a slowdown and wait in for respect. Casey Schutte still in the lead. Wait, yes, Casey Schutte was still in the lead. Wait, no he wasn't. Casey Schutte in the lead. I don't know what's happening. Bob Robson back up into 3rd place. He's side by side with TJ Washed. TJ Washed on the podium, now getting the podium position taken away, and looks like he's not too happy with that either, flashing his lights at Bob Robson. Bob Robson getting his shoulders out. Yes, that slowdown and cross was extremely scary. That confused me a lot. TJ Washed is going to try to have a look back onto Bob Robson, but Bob Robson is a absolute rocket, no offense to TJ Washed. Paula Brady inheriting 2nd position though, 5 minutes to go. Still lots of action to be had. Niall Schlieder making his way through the field as well, not quite as quickly though as Bob Robson. Whoa, getting very twitchy. Now Schlieder, back end, not too happy with him. Tire pressures maybe getting a bit high, as he has had a spin at some point and is had nothing but traffic to deal with. Those tire pressures might be getting to an unmanageable point. Yellow flag from Pulsatrix. She is off. Going very slow. Looks like she went deep into the chicane and rejoining actually very, very safely. TJ Washed for that 4th position here. Still following along with Bob Robson, keeping pace. That Porsche looking very strong right now. Oh, he might have damage. That could be, definitely something up with that Porsche, though. But he doesn't really care, because he's still looking like he wants to make a move on Ricardo Sapien nonetheless. closing in massively here. This is not quite the spot to do it, but it is the spot to set it up. Right on the tail. Down into third gear, trying to get the better exit onto the straight here. Carrying that speed, almost goes in, bump drafting him. Okay, yeah, why not? The Porsche, very small car, basically not even moving that Mercedes, but round the outside goes Nause Schlieder. And too deep he goes. That's going to keep Ricardo Sapien ahead, but Nause Schlieder rejoining the track ahead. I mean, yeah, I guess. I'll let you be the judge of that one, chat. I honestly don't have an opinion. TJ Washed. Still making pressure, making really good time onto Bob Robson. Bob Robson looking like he's under, not making too much ground on Paula Brady. Paula Brady doing a good job defending, as we've seen before. She does not want to give up this second place position. I do want to see back here, though. Maserati, Kyle Hampshire getting involved with this big pack of cars. And getting alongside that BMW fully. We'll have the inside line. Justin Seckham tucks on the inside. Will he have a move back? He is going to try to have a move back at him down the inside, but super late on the brakes. Will he manage to stay in the corner? He does, but Kyle Hampshire sticks with him and holds that position. Lovely racing from both of them. Great amounts of respect. Alejandro Plagarin will be making a move here onto Patrick D. Went into the awkward right-hander. Thinks better of it this time. Is going to be carrying that speed, though, through the inside. Looked like there might have been a bit of contact. I don't think there was, though. So far, fair racing. And actually, Patrick D holding this position tooth and nail. Not wanting to give it up whatsoever. I think he is going to have to concede it maybe into this corner, but he doesn't. He fights it back, and what a maneuver. Patrick D. Absolutely amazing driving from him there. Isn't going to take the defensive line. We'll see here. Alejandro Plagarin. Will he tuck down the inside? Not quite just yet. Leader's on the final lap. Leader is Casey Schutte. Alejandro Plagarin is through, though. And Patrick D doesn't look too thrilled with that. Kevin Rivera. What happened to Kevin Rivera? He was leading this race. No, I think we saw what happened. I don't remember, but it's been a lot that's happened. And still probably a lot to happen as we are on the final lap. And there's battles still all across the field. Daniel Versosa here making a move on to Justin Seckham. Not quite, though. Has to back out last second. We'll see, though. Can Bob Robson, half a lap to go, get the move done on to Paula Brady here? Paula Brady has to push a lot. This is the best spot for Casey Schutte. This is the best spot for Bob Robson to overtake on here. So Paula Brady, I would imagine, is going to go quite defensive, but Bob Robson obviously knows that. If she doesn't go too defensive, though, not compromising her line too much, takes the inside. Bob Robson going to try to carry that speed. Does carry it, but way too much speed onto the curbing. That unsettles his car. And I think Paula Brady will be able to hold that second position. We'll see, though. Coming into the final turn complex, Casey Schutte leading this race will be coming across the line for that first position. Lovely race from him, taking advantage of, I mean, every single thing that got thrown at him, and he made it capitalized. Paula Brady, though, taking home the 2nd position. Bob Robson for 3rd. TJ Washed, lovely finish, 4th position. John Hawley in 5th. Niall Schleter in 6th. Ricardo Sapien in 7th. Stephen Tomzik coming across the line for 8th. Dylan Basin for 9th. Eric Miller coming across the line in 10th. Luis Castro for 11th. Kevin Rivera for P12. Potts Weaver, P13. George Elmer, P14. Pulsatrix in P15. Hayden Gibber, P16. Kyle Hampshire, P17. Professor Chronotis in P18. Eric Gakassian. Actually, side by side into the final. Holy cow. Professor Chronotis and Eric Gakassian, I think we're just side by side into the final corner there for a second. Or was that Versosa? That was Versosa. Hold on. I want to see that again. Into the final corner. That's Daniel Versosa in the BMW. Oh, wow. He almost had him across the line. Oof. Bit of contact afterwards. But all in good spirit, I would imagine. Daniel Versosa for P20. Justin Seckham, P21. Patrick D in P30. P23. Alejandro Pagar in P22. Patrick D, P23. P24 for Justin Beachley. P25 for Didik. Casey in P26. Malesa, P27. Chase Donnelly in P28. John Donnelly in P29. And Jeremy Cubbage. Jeremy Cubbage. Bringing up the back in P28. I think some of the positions got shuffled there towards the end. But now we will... Don't go anywhere because we got post-race interviews coming up here. So let me grab a few of these guys. I'll grab Casey Schutte, Paula Brady, and TJ for now. And then... Okay. I'm going to rudely yank TJ. Okay, someone's joining me. We're good. Who's this?
Hey,
Eric. Hi. Eric, can you help me locate the boys that I need to locate, boys and gals?
Tell me who it is, and I will go find them.
I need Niall... Wait, no, I don't. I need Paula Brady. I need TJ Washed, and... My memory's really good.
I'll go get Brady and Washed while
Who won?
figure out who the 3rd person is.
Who freaking won? Well, that was the race for tonight. Let's see here. Let's go into the replays. Oh, that doesn't help. We'll go to the main menu replays. How have I forgotten that quickly? My brain. Short-term memory loss tonight, but we'll take a look here. For race 1. This is highlights. What's this? Highlights. Duh. Paula Brady. Welcome. TJ Washed.
Before you get started, Mike, who was the 3rd person? I can go find them.
Who won? Paula. Why am I forgetting this?
Paula, who ended in P1?
I didn't win.
No, I know, but who won?
That should have been.
Oh, it was freaking Seckham. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Seckham. It was Casey Schutte. Duh.
Schutte. Okay, I'll go get.
Duh. Obviously, I knew that.
Where is he?
Paula Brady, good race, capitalizing on the mistakes of others there.
Yeah, I suppose. But to be honest, this was not my strongest showing. I've had some issues myself, considering I kept missing the breaking point into turn 1 and took out one of the Astons, and that was definitely not my best showing. And but
it happens to everyone.
Yeah, after that was just a matter of recovering and doing your best. But I mean, I still managed to race pretty well, even though Barcelona is a track that I loathe. to be frank.
Wow.
It's just not. I don't know. There's just not a good flow for me. Like it's there's always like these. You got to break hard, and then you got to break a little bit easier, and then
Yeah, it's like there's a little bit of everything. That's why I love it.
It's definitely a trail mix of corners, but I don't know. They just don't really feel right, or maybe I'm just like maybe I have to like tweak the setup in a way where I can actually get used to the track more. But I mean, I still made it work, I guess.
Yeah, second position. But Casey Schutte, though, we'll get to you here in a moment. TJ washed for third. That was a very nice race as well from you.
I came fourth.
Huh?
Yeah, I came in fourth.
Third. Oh, did you get overtaken at the end? Wait, who came?
No.
All right, I'm great at my job.
Well, TJ I think has been improving over the past couple of races, and TJ being in the booth makes two Hoosiers in the room. So TJ, how have you been enjoying the Rookie Series?
Oh, it's great fun. I was kind of hesitant to sign up for it at first, and I kind of bugged you about a lot of questions and stuff. But now that I've been doing it for the last few weeks, I've been really enjoying it. Looking forward to it every week. So.
Yeah, it's been awesome, and I've been noticing you're getting faster and faster, and which is great for you and kind of frustrating for me as I maintain a solid position in the back of the pack.
Yeah, I'm just trying to learn this Porsche. So.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Good race though. We do have our actual third position though, Bob Robson, because I'm great. Bob Robson, you also won the first race, correct?
No,
Kyle.
I didn't won anyways.
Kyle won the first race.
Kyle Ramsey won the first race.
But I haven't got to you. Okay, yeah, but you're on third. Okay, our brains everywhere. Eric, take over.
Yeah, so Bob, as always, you were really fast. Good job. Congratulations on the podiums. So it sounds like P2 and P1, or P2 and P3 for both races, right?
Yeah, P2 in first race and P3 in third race.
Very cool. So, how do you like some of the newer people coming in and giving you a challenge?
Yeah, this is something I would like to talk with people coming, the new people. They are bring a little bit more challenge, and the other guys who was from the beginning of the context, like Paul Brady, they are improving a lot. Like I could find a good spot to overtake him. So in the second race was pretty cool.
So that's credit to all of you. So despite the fact that it's a rookie series, intended as a rookie series, I know we have some of our more seasoned and expert drivers in here, and really glad, Bob, that you, Paula, and all the folks in the front are having a good challenging time, because that just makes racing fun. And with that being said, speaking of challenges, always the bridesmaid, but today the bride, Casey Schutte, coming in at P1.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to have some luck and stay close. There was a lot of both races where I was like, wow, I'm up here with Bob and Schleter, and holy cow. So I've had a string of kind of not very good races in all of our leagues, and yeah, I'm actually like goosebumps and shaking. So wow.
You know, that's one of the things we talk about with some of our real life track day heroes. Like, oh well, it's sim racing, it's not real. While the G forces aren't there, while the smell's not there, while the expenses are not there, the racing is absolutely real. And it sounds like you were quite adrenaline rushed going through that last race.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know Paula's quick. I know Bob's quick, and I made some mistakes and lost it to I think I can't remember if it was TJ and Basin or something. I just kind of made a mistake. But yeah, every time I went through the last chicane, my hands were shaking because I didn't want to screw it up. I was like, oh my goodness. And yeah, so I was lucky to have Paula and Bob kind of fighting behind me to give me some space. I finally was able to breathe a little bit and say, okay, I need to get 2 more laps done. And yeah, because I mean, I've been, Bob's very quick, Kyle's quick, Niall's quick. Niall and I had a little contact, which made my heart sink a little bit, thinking that was on me. I talked to Niall quick, and it was a racing incident. So yeah, I'm just stoked to have a really good race, compete, keep up with these aliens up front.
And a win at that. So congratulations, Casey. I know you've been hunting that down for a little while, and you finally get that first win at Trackalicious. Amazing.
Yes.
That being said, talking about wins at Trackalicious, we have Kyle Hampshire here, aka Kyle Hamsphere, aka Kyle Ham's Cube.
Waiting for it. I was waiting for it the whole time since you dropped me in here.
I had to. Kyle, incredible pace in the first race. Anything you want to say before we close the stream out?
No, I mean, it's just obviously just community itself is really good. I mean, you know me, I stay up until like 3 o'clock in the morning over in the UK just to race with you guys. So it's a testament to the group in and of itself and the races that they run. So no, it's just really good. If anyone who is watching who hasn't joined it feels like joining it, give it a try. I'm sure you'll all enjoy it.
Yeah, I can't express how meaningful that is, Kyle. I know it's tough for you to stay up being in the EU, and with the gamut of leagues and opportunities you have there to choose to race with us is incredibly flattering, and we greatly appreciate you being here. Clearly, with the speed that you have, really upping the level of the grid and the level of the community. So thank you for that. With that, thank you, everyone, for watching. I know Mike Nause has a bit of a brain fart, but a legend nonetheless for all that he does for the stream. So, Mike, if you want to close it out and figure out who you want to send it to,
Yes, indeed.
All yours.
I'm currently looking for the raid victim. It's going to be Race Zeus here. Who's going to be on Laguna, another amazing track. So thanks everyone tonight for joining. And yes, there was a lot of death tonight. I don't know what happened in the front pack with you guys in the second race. I didn't quite catch that, but that was exciting nonetheless. Had some exciting results. And thanks everyone in chat for joining. And I'm going to send that raid over right now and hope everyone has a great night.
Yeah, you too. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
And thank you, Spax, for the follow.